transformative. Well, yeah, I transformed. Hello.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can help some
Yeah.
folks get some things off their chests. If that's you, a big thing is coming up, and I'm really excited for like how it's going to show up and the people that we can.
A big thing is coming up.
Yes, I can't say more than that because I'm not at the stage to say more than that.
Okay.
Thank you for joining Trans Voices Podcast. Today we have Eli, he, him pronouns, and
My name is Renee, he, him.
we have a guest speaker with us, our first guest speaker ever. Congratulations.
Inaugural.
What is inaugural? I don't know what is inaugural.
Inaugural? Like the first one.
The very first. Okay. And we have
Mycah, they, them pronouns.
Thank you for joining us. And today's episode, we are going to discuss and touch on.
Well, we're gonna touch on a number of things. I think we're all curious to see where this conversation goes because it touches on a lot of different kinds of very important topics like race, gender, the change how that we see it in ourselves whenever we go through a social and medical transition.
All the big things in the queer community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so to do each of them justice, we're gonna just I think we're going to approach them authentically and see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're doing this in my living room, just very casual like. And
An occasional dog bark.
Yeah, we apologize for that in advance to all our
We embrace it. We love dogs in this house.
We do. We're paw friendly, but at the same time, they can keep their commentary.
They need to work on boundaries, right? Yeah.
And that'll be one of our conversation topics.
How queers love pets. We love animals.
We do.
We love our animals.
We do.
Yeah. And we can even talk about why our community loves animals so much. But I mean, maybe we'll see if it gets there. But I do believe that if we just keep talking about the things, about our realities, the intersections are going to happen anyway. Like, for example, as we talk about our experiences, we will be talking about, like, race will come in just genuinely. It will just come in automatically. So I think what I'm going to start off is to ask you, Mycah, what are, I'd say, 3 words that come to mind whenever we talk about being a transgender person?
Ooh, just 3? Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, more. I'll say just more.
For my experience, I think I would say transformative, funny enough. I would say authentic, and I would say, I don't know, barrier breaking.
Barrier breaking.
Yeah. For me, like, I came out as non-binary when I was 14.
Yeah.
14. And I didn't even know myself. Like, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she called me out for like the way that I was acting, and she was like, you seem to cringe every time someone calls you she. Like, what's up with that? And I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't like it, but what else can I do? Mm-hmm. And like, she's one to introduce me. Like, we got on Tumblr, and Tumblr at that time had all of the information you could find. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's people who are like this. There are things I could do.
Yeah.
And so like that was really cool. And I came out to like my friends and whatnot at that time. And then I came out to my family at like 16. And I went through like a slew of different labels. Like, I didn't land on non-binary. I was bi-gender. I was genderqueer. I was a trans man for a while, and it was a whole lot. But now at this point, honestly, I'm just Mycah. It's what it is. But so I guess that would be the like barrier breaking thing. Like, when I didn't know that these are things that I was able to do or like allowed to do. Mm-hmm. And then also like growing into myself, there were different. I didn't have to fit into a specific box, and I had to figure out that I didn't have to have like labels all of the time.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have to have definitions like all the time for myself to like be valid or to exist. And that's also like the authenticity, because for a while, it's like what label can I fit into that makes the most sense for me? And like, if I can't find one, then like I don't exist, or it feels like that.
Yeah.
And that's not true. So yeah, that's the authenticity. And then what? Transformative? Well, yeah, I transformed. Hello.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
We love that jokes.
Yeah, that's very punny. You're very punny.
No, that's crazy. I'm honestly like taken back by the fact that you said that you were 14 when you found out the language for trans and whatnot, because I don't know, I think it's baffling to think that these days more and more kids like now know what those words mean. At 14, I definitely did not know what trans was, and so I think that's really, really, really cool that you knew that and like you found yourself and whatnot. Like, I don't know, I'm really taken back and like shocked, but like that makes me so happy.
Chronically online.
Yeah, it is. We have to acknowledge that component. I think without it, a lot of us would have been delayed in recognizing ourselves. Right? Yeah, because my first one day I was on YouTube, and this was around the time where
Well, I wonder who your person was. Was it like what, Sam Collins? No offense. Who was your person?
for me, because he came later, he's like among the second generation of trans YouTubers. I think I was there before. It was like Transmansible, Skylar K11.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Chris.
I'm blanking.
No.
I'm blanking.
Ty Turner.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
That's when they were first starting. Yeah, and that's the one I was like, whoa, these.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any of these people. I'm like looking at you both, like they sound like celebrities. Like I have no idea who they are.
It's like if you end up searching up like people's like top surgery or like somebody on T on YouTube, you find these people and then like you start watching their journeys, and it's just cool to see like somebody else doing the thing that you want to do and it like not be seen as weird. Off or anything like that.
But on the topic of people knowing earlier in life nowadays, I can attest to the fact that just by my observation, I work at a behavioral health hospital and I oversee, I'm the therapist for the adolescent girls unit. Okay. But at a time, I have about 18 of them on the unit. At least one or two of them each time, on average, expresses that they are transmasculine or that they use he him pronouns and they have a name already. And then what's also cool is that you have the peers who are not in the LGBTQIA community are treating it like it's just no big deal. They're using the pronouns. It's very cool. You see it across, and it's not just a certain type of person, it's everybody. It's across all the races, everything.
That would honestly be amazing to see because I work from home, so I don't see anything like that, obviously. So
yeah.
In the school, it's like that too. I'm a teacher, and it's like that too. Like I have a couple of trans kids, and like I have one who's like actively figuring out what name they want to use, and they like go through school every like week. They'll try a different name out, and like all of the kids are cool with it. Like, go with it. No questions asked.
Exactly.
Like there are some kids like no one. I don't think many of them know what's going on or like why, but like it's no big deal to try out a different name or to like use different pronouns. Like I think it's really cool. Like right now, like they're going by Aster. And like we had a substitute come in or like a different teacher come in the classroom, and like so the name is different than the one on the roster. And the other teacher was like, oh, like what's going on? And then another kid was like they're like, oh, the Aster has a bunch of different names, like right now it's Aster. And it was just like so cool how casual it was. Like, it wasn't a big deal. So
well, how did the sub respond?
Oh, just like confused.
The kids are ahead of the time,
right? But also since like nobody else in the room was giving the energy she gave, like she had no room to act the way that she wanted, so it was cool.
Exactly. Yeah, you bring up a good point. Is that there's the trans person themselves who's okay, they feel safe enough to experiment in public with their peers, but also it's the peers themselves and their reaction to it. It's very telling about how much we are accepting. Now, of course, we're not anywhere near where we need to be, but I'm just saying it's happening. No. Kids are showing that Kids are showing that, because you know that whole phenomenon that nobody's born racist or hateful or any of these things. It's kind of showing there. It reminds me of that. Right. That to them, that's no big deal.
Yeah. No, but it's crazy to think that that's actually happening because literally I watched an episode of Landman today and there's a non-binary character and the cheerleader in the last episode, they got into a fight. They were roommates. They didn't want to be together because they found out that they're not alike as a non-binary person and a cheerleader. And this episode, the cheerleader stuck up for the non-binary person. They made amends and whatnot. But to me, that was like that one individual sticking up for that person that was kind of getting bullied in a previous episode. Whereas what you guys are talking about, it sounds like like it's just normal. It's just a casual Tuesday. Like you're just saying like,
bullying still happens, but it's, no one's being bullied over their gender. Like they're being bullied because like they ran funny in the hallway.
Yeah, or like maybe physical appearance. Like it's
right.
It's very physical based.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Kids will attack things that they see. So there's that. And of course, trans people by nature sometimes, especially in the beginning, we tend to appear ambiguous, or just not run of the mill. So there's that. And of course, there's still hateful kids that bully. Like that, yes, absolutely. But just overall, I'm seeing a change.
The kids will be all right.
Yeah.
I love that. The new generation is growing. That's good. That makes me happy. In other terms, though, we wanted to touch on dating and
the intersection of being trans and our ethnicity and race.
Yeah, so would love to see and like hear your side on like navigating life and what your interpretation of like
what it's like being Black and trans.
Yeah.
That
is like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to speak for all Black trans people.
No,
of course not. Of course not.
But what is your take? Like.
Well, I run a nonprofit for it. So like I run Boys Club, which is a nonprofit for Black, trans, mascs, and gender nonconforming people. And our whole purpose is to provide like safe spaces, resources, and like just community. I think I'll talk about like Houston in general. There's a lot of spaces for like trans folk, like trans men, trans women, and there's a lot of spaces for like lesbian and gay people. But like all of those spaces are usually pretty white. No tea, no shade. It's just what it is. And so like it's hard to see yourself in the community around you because just like cultural differences make it harder to feel exceptionally at home. And so, like I wanted to create spaces like for us. And so we did. Like we have game nights twice a month, which are pretty fun. And like I've done a couple wellness events that like educate like trans folk on like what transition can look like, and that there's not just one way to do it. You don't have to go through all these surgeries if you don't want to, and like there's different ways to do the surgeries too, because we get told like a really like cookie cutter way. Or there's a popular cookie cutter way of doing things, and there's other options available to you. And like medical transition doesn't mean that you're not trans. You don't have to medically transition to
absolutely
trans.
But
yeah, like that's what I created it for, and it's going pretty cool. It's going pretty good. I started last April, so almost at a year.
Yay!
We actually have a top surgery fund open right now. Like we got our first grant a couple months ago.
Nice. So, congratulations.
Thank you. It was a serious process. Writing a grant is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a barrier in and of itself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I use all these right words. Please. Just give me the money. I promise I'll do good with it.
Right.
Exactly, right?
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. But yeah, so like our applications are open. They close the 31st. We have like 6 people who've applied so far, which is really
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can help some folks get some things off their chests. If that's you, if you're listening and that's you,
funny.
If you're listening before 31st, I don't know if you will be, but apply at www.boysclubhtexas.org.
Okay, well since we're on that note,
Sure.
So that's your website, right? And do you have any social medias in case
anyone's
listening?
I thought that's what y'all found me from, honestly.
No, we did, but just for the listeners.
Sure. Yeah. Our Instagram is Boys Club HTexas, BOIS CLUBHTX. That's the Instagram. We have the website, and those are our 2 big social media things.
Yeah.
Very soon we're gonna have a huge. I don't want to say too much because it hasn't. I don't like talking on things that haven't come to fruition just yet. But a big thing is coming up, and I'm really excited for like how it's gonna show up and the people that we can.
A big thing is coming up.
Yes, I can't say more than that because I'm not at the stage to say more than that.
Okay.
But I promise you, like, when you know,
big.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like the being able to like progress in like what I wanted to do, because you start and like you have huge visions, but like you only have this much, like a small amount of means.
Yeah.
And so like the incongruence can be.
It can be. Yeah.
Stressful. but like it finally starting to match the means with the vision, and like it's been a really cool experience so far.
Well, never let that fire go out.
No, I love that, right? I'm watching your passion and the way.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I know there's no visual component to this episode, but Mycah is like smiling from ear to ear.
I know, right? I'm just like, oh my god, I'm loving their energy. Oh.
Yeah. So, what do you think, though, that an environment like Boys Club, one that acknowledges the racial component, right, of the trans experience, what do you think a space like Boys Club might understand that trans spaces that are white centered won't have?
I think just the added component of like, I don't know, racial hostility that comes. So like Black people in general have a really hard time like getting medical care in general, getting jobs, being treated fairly, and all these other, you know, racism, systemic racism exists. And so that on top of you being trans is just like a ridiculous amount of barriers are attached to you. Like Black trans women, even though I don't, our Boys Club isn't catered to them, like are the number one facet of trans people who get killed. And just because you know, they're seen as a threat to the general public when it's quite the opposite. But like, so just understanding that like wanting a space that caters to like Blackness has nothing to do with like wanting to be separate. It's just wanting to be around people who understand specifically like what it is to go through life the way that you do. Because if you are someone who is white or like white passing, like you have a certain level of privilege no matter what. So people say, especially if you're like a white trans man, like you are transitioning into like the peak level of privilege. So like you are seen as the most powerful person or type of person like in this society. So like, yes, it's hard because you are trans, but you don't have to, like, even if you don't say that you're trans out loud, like the likelihood of you being hate crime in some way is pretty low.
Yes.
So like now if you're Black, where like you just existing as a Black, you can't take off your skin. But you, in a lot of ways, you can hide transness if you want to. You know what I mean? Like you can be in the closet, you can not show people if you don't want to, but you can't take off your skin. And so it's like that's a level of life that you have to live with constantly. And then say like you're I don't know, to trend, and then you should transition on top of that. So like just putting yourself in even more of a dangerous situation. It's just really important to one, be around people who can or be in community people who understand specifically what your experience is, and you don't have to continually explain your experience. This is a bit of labor right now, but like I'm okay doing it because I said I'd be on this podcast. But like having to explain like what it's like to live in your shoes,
absolutely,
it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. And then like, you know, say someone doesn't understand, they ask you more questions, and it's like sometimes it feels like you're trying to defend like your existence in like more than one facet. So that's why like having spaces that are catered to you you are important for the relief of it all, and not having to like defend like why life is a little bit harder for you than somebody else.
Because whenever I would hope that people aren't asking you from the perspective of, am I going to validate you? Does it sound bad enough to where I'm going to take your experience to heart and validate that, yes, you do have barriers that I don't have. It's putting all the effort, like it's putting all the emotional effort on the explainer. And I think I just want to, it reminds me of the fact that you don't have to directly go through a racist or transphobic experience to bear the burden of expecting it or preparing for it. You live life on edge because you know these statistics.
Right.
And that feeling, I think, is what gets lost in translation. If you have less of these marginalized identities. Because the more you have, the more likely you are for a lot of violence.
Yeah, it's really stack up on each other. It's just like adding the percentages to a person or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's why having spaces specific, it's not about like wanting to be separate. It's about being in a place where I know for a fact everyone around me is going to understand what I'm going through. And that was the whole point of having trans spaces in general. Like having like gay bars, all those things, like to be around people who understand your experience. And it's okay to narrow that down even further. You know, like there are like groups for disabled trans people because having a disabled trans experience is different than having an able-bodied one. So like they are wanting space to be around people who understand specifically what it's like to go through these things. There are groups that are just for Latinx trans people because their experience is different. So just that's all it is. Like it's not necessarily it's not about wanting to separate. It's about wanting to be around people who understand what your life is like because they live a very similar life to you.
Exactly. And you also reminded me of the viewpoint that people, for example, a white trans person might be very scared to say the wrong thing. They might be scared to commit a microaggression. They might avoid spaces that are POC because they don't want to offend. I mean, I can understand that, but...
Right. And also, I mean, depends on the space too, because some spaces are for POC. And so like, if you're a white person, I don't want to ask, why are you interested in going into a space that is specifically for POC?
Yeah, that's true.
Like what is, not because you're not welcome, but because like this space was created because there are not spaces like for these people. And every other space is like, the definition is white. This was a white space. Like other races go there, but like it's because they don't have spaces for themselves. And so when you create one and then a white person decides like, oh, I want to go here too. Like, what is your purpose for that?
Yeah. One time I was at a particular discussion group for the trans community, and it was a big one. It was a room of like 40 plus trans individuals, and we all met in this one big room, and we were in a circle. And I remember one time somebody who was Latinx and trans was talking about their experience, and before they started speaking, they were like, actually, I don't want any feedback from anybody who is not POC. And then somebody else, a white trans person, was like, oh, okay. And so I remember that experience very vividly, and it's very telling about how easily microaggressions can happen. And that's what we're talking about, those moments right there.
Right.
Because after that person was uncomfortable. It might not be very serious or overtly violent, but that's the kind of vibe that can happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah. If you're uncomfortable with a space being for somebody that isn't you, I think it's something that you want to interrogate within yourself. Because why are you uncomfortable with there being spaces that aren't for you?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It is okay. Yeah. I guess that's like a mental exercise. I'm putting myself in the perspective of the one who was like, oh, okay, the white trans person. Maybe they felt in the moment that they were being silenced. Maybe as a trans person, but...
I mean, but yeah, that's where intersectionalities come in. And like, I'm not saying that you're wrong in what they could possibly be feeling, and I'm sure they did feel that way, but it's like it just simply isn't about you. And you're okay. It's okay. And like, it's valid to like have feelings that like, dang, like I'm sad or uncomfortable or feel a way about being excluded. Like those feelings are not okay to have, but you need to ask like, why am I having these feelings? Like what does that come from?
Yeah.
Like if it's like a woman's only space, like, and then like a man tries to come in, everybody's like, oh no, it's a woman only, like and the man gets upset. Like we all understand like, oh, the man has a problem here. But when it's about a different intersectionality, we want to like people have different views on that. I'm like, no, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like if they're talking about a women's only problem, then it makes sense that they would only want feedback from women. So if I'm talking about a POC trans problem, it makes sense that I'd only want feedback from someone who is trans and POC. Not saying that your opinion isn't valid here, but this is a very specific situation. And if we're having a broader conversation, then more broad viewpoints can be brought in.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, my mind is blown by everything that's being discussed right now.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yes, tell us.
I don't know. Because again, I'm trying to understand, like what you just said. Where's that white person that spoke up in the meeting, and like what are they feeling? But again, like I'm trying to see both sides. Like I'm hearing what is being said, but then I'm also like, I guess because I have high anxiety, I spiral a lot. And so I'm trying to see plans from every point of view. And so, yes, I understand that the guy in the environment stepping into a room where it's only for women is now getting mad or whatever. But then he's going to slap back with some kind of commentary. Yes, of course, we would like him to like look upon himself and try to figure out why he's there and like what it is. But of course he's gonna slap back with some commentary, and no one, like, yeah, we say things like we hope that they look within themselves and try to figure out those answers. But that's a big responsibility on somebody. That's to say that person had therapy, understands what that means, knows to go about within themselves and search their soul for those answers. Not everyone like comes out of the womb like doing any of that work. So I just like I'm the guy is getting mad because now all these women are like getting, but he's gonna slap back with some commentary. Same with that trans white person is gonna slap back and say my voice is being silenced. And then the person, a white person coming into a POC environment could slap back saying, I would like to be educated, or I am an ally, or I am here to support so-and-so. Like, I'm trying to figure out all the different avenues that everyone is gonna tackle back and forth with each other in a, like, it feels like we're in like a war room. Everyone's sitting across the table and we're all pointing fingers at each other.
Yeah.
And instead of holding hands, like in my mind, I'm just like sitting in the background, like, why is nobody all holding hands and singing kumbaya? Like,
well, holding hands requires understanding.
Yeah.
Requires you to like to put work into understanding someone else's point of view and like why things are the way they are. So like, no, I'm not saying everybody comes out of the womb like emotionally intelligent and able to like has the same level of self-awareness or like has therapy or can afford therapy. Like, I'm not saying that at all. Like, I just was able to start like affording therapy on a regular basis. But if we want to be good people and if we want to hold hands, we have to know the hand that we're holding and know what the hand that we're holding has gone through and is up against and fighting against, and look within ourselves. Like, am I going through the same things this person is going through? Like, that's what empathy is. And so like that's the most important thing. But it's also like not on the person who is enforcing a boundary of a space to also educate on why this boundary is in place. Like, I'm telling you this boundary is here and it's up to you
to
like,
respect it.
To respect it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to understand why, like that's where you can go and do some research on like, why don't POCs want non-POCs in their spaces? Like, you can go and do some research on that. You can go to a library and get a book. You can like and like that's the cool thing about like the internet now. Like, there are resources available to you. It is not up to that group to constantly educate you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like every trans person, like trans people, wants other people to understand them, but like also understands like it's a lot of work for me to explain, for anybody to explain what's going on and why it's going on and what these labels mean and what's the right way to use a pronoun here and there. There are resources already available. There are things already made, and there are people who have made it their job to do the work of explaining. So if anything, find the people who are doing that and who are getting paid for that in their labor. You know, and we can hold hands when there's effort on both sides. I mean, I think POCs have done a great job of showing the effort of like, I've shown you in so many different ways why things are the way they are and why we need the spaces for ourselves. Like, we've done that work. And so if you still don't understand, then that's where you need to go and find the information that you need to make it more understandable for yourself.
Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. I agree 100%.
But yeah, I want us to hold hands. Fighting is hard and tiring.
Absolutely, yeah.
It is.
There's also no hand holding if you are in a defensive mode. Somebody who, you know, for example, in the examples that I gave in the discussion group, and the one that y'all gave about the men trying to enter women's space, very defensive still, you know, and very, well, I'm hurt. If someone is hurt, someone's speaking from a place of being hurt and defensive about it, not really in the place to understand the hand that they're holding. Yet when people ask, let's all get along, all lives matter, it's not exactly hand holding, because you're just trying to cover up things as opposed to acknowledging them. Like, okay, yeah, racism is bad, let's hold hands now. There's some steps missing.
Really? No, and I get that.
Yeah. And I just want to, because there are, to break the illusion that somebody who's very, I'm going to use the word again, learned about identity, social and emotional intelligence, it doesn't mean that we're not capable of committing microaggressions. There's always something that we don't know about another person's experience. There's always something. And so that is never, it's not that we're immune, trans people, POC, are immune to it. There will be a moment when you accidentally make a microaggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are y'all's thoughts?
That was deep. All of it.
It's supposed to be. Where should we go next?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm interested to learn the dating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about your personal life. So is your partner
Tell me about your
also
personal life
POC?
right now. Yes.
Okay, so are they
Um,
trans, cis? Are they?
no, I'm dating a non-binary person.
Okay.
And yeah, they're black as well.
Okay, so then in public, navigating that hand holding, like, does that make you like, do you guys fear any of that? Or like, for safety, like, I know for me, safety, like, I put myself obviously in places that I feel comfortable in. I try not to go, not even like to restaurants and stuff like that. I know that I'm gonna be watched a certain way or whatnot.
I mean, I refuse to live my life in like fear 24/7. And I'm not knocking like your important safety. That's a serious thing. My partner can also fight.
Okay.
And we'll no, we've been really lucky, like we haven't had any like ridiculous or confrontation like experiences. And it's true, like same thing, like we go to places where we're loved and accepted and our friends go. And so like we spend a lot of time in Montrose and no one's gonna look at us sideways in Montrose. We spend a lot of time in Third Ward, and like we've been there. I've been in Houston for like 10 years. They've been in Houston like 15. And so it's like everyone in this neighborhood knows who we are and stuff like that. But also like last weekend, like I play instruments, and like they took me out to see the saxophonist, really cool, at I don't know, the George, whatever the music center is down there. Okay. Yeah. And like I wore a skirt, and because that's what I wanted to wear, and like I didn't think anything of it. And I mean, no one's, and there was a bunch of like, it not a space that we're normally in, or people know us very well. And I'm sure people were looking at me like, I can't quite put my finger on what you got going on. But I mean, like, we went, and it was a great time. Watched the show. No one bothered us. Went about our business. And I know that I'm like really fortunate. And like the way that I've been able to navigate the world, the way that we've been able to navigate the world. But even if like a negative experience had happened, I don't see either of us like shrinking in any kind of way, because that's just, if anything, it's just like, okay, what do we need to do to defend ourselves better? Like, what preparations can we take to like not end up, I don't know, in a deadly situation or something like that.
Yeah, but in those events, is that things like, I'm not going to hold your hand? Am I going to dress a certain way? Am I going to talk in a certain kind of tone of voice? Because I need to be all that, like, to present myself in fear, and like, like, what does that look like?
Maybe it happens like without unconsciously. I've never let go of their hand. Like, that's something that I just will not do. But like voice changing, like, sure, if I'm going into like a more dangerous part of town, quote unquote, I might drop an octave.
An octave?
Yeah, because I usually stay up here. Like, this is like my normal voice is, and I might like go down here. And
I like your voice, by the way. You have a very nice voice.
So like I might drop an octave, or like take like the AAVE, not AAVE, take out like the period, and come on queen, like, I'll take those out of my voice. So maybe I'll like have less hand.
What do they call that? Code switching.
Yeah. So
okay,
like in a way
switching.
of that, but like that never turns into like, this person next to me is not
my partner.
Yeah, that would never turn into that.
Okay,
I love that.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would your partner say the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Solid foundation.
100%.
Yeah. How long have you both been together?
So that's a complicated question, but we'll say in total like 2 years.
I love that. That's cute. Where did we meet?
We met here in Houston. It was Gay Pride 2 years ago. Yeah, I was in like a red fishnet situation, and like they just looked like I don't know, they were like a masked lesbian looking situation, and so like we were in Crocker, of course. Where
Oh,
else? Where
okay.
else would you be?
Yeah.
Like it had been, I don't know, like 1 a.m. at Crocker. We're both sufficiently inebriated, and like we had like made eye contact, and like I did like the finger motion, like come here. And
Oh,
so they came here, and I was like, "You're hot," and they're like, "You're hot," and they were like, "Do you want to make out?" I said, "Yes."
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was great. I know my friend was next to me too, and she was looking at me like, "Are y'all done yet?" And I'm like, "So I'm sorry, excuse me, I need to finish this. This is my business right now."
I need to finish.
Ah, oh my God, that's so
yeah, we
cute.
exchanged numbers and like met up later that week.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay.
And the spark was still there whenever you met.
Oh yeah,
Whenever
even
you
more
weren't
so, even
sufficiently
more so.
inebriated.
Oh yeah, even more so. Like they're like a wordsmith, like they're a writer too. Like in the middle of writing a novel. In our published too, they have a publication in a magazine, and it's really cool. They're
Wait, y'all
God,
are
everyone here is a baddie.
no.
Or they are.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
Oh my God, that is
No, it's
baddie status
That's
right
so
there.
cool.
Like
no,
what?
yeah, amazing.
That's very cool.
That's so cool.
Like are incredibly good with words, and like was like writing like Shakespearean level,
Oh,
like Sim Hughes level.
and they're a music teacher. Come on, like of course this is gonna be a match made in
I was
heaven.
like, there's no way this
Yeah.
is real. There's no way you're talking like this and you actually mean it. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh,
I love
that.
the flavor and like the sound of your life.
Yeah,
Very cool. Yeah.
feels like a telenovela for sure, but it's a lot of fun.
I was curious about the T for T sex.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I like that too. I like that too, and we can
okay, let's talk about sex.
Okay, period.
Sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Well, I haven't had it this calendar year nor last calendar year. So,
Are you celibate?
no, not. I guess I'm in so.
Please.
No, no.
I will leave right now. No incels in this house. Oh my gosh.
No, I just to be transparent. No pun intended.
LOL.
I will like hook up with some people like once or twice, but then I end it because I end up feeling more lonely versus
Yeah, I get that.
like
Yep.
if like the way that like my timeline is that everybody I've met, I'm like and I find out that they just want to be intimate. I was like, okay, I've worked in it long enough. I'll just do that because I already put a lot of time into it. I'm gonna just do that, and then I'll just back out because I don't want to just be casual. I'm looking for a relationship.
Something, yeah.
But since I've already dipped my toes in this much, I'll at least get the experience before I leave.
Get a bit of the cookie.
Yeah. I don't mean to make that sound like a sad thing. It's okay. It's just I know what I want, and I don't want to devote my time to
anything less.
Yeah.
And as you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, get what you deserve.
Honestly, lately I've been on the same boat. I have been having sex, not as much, and definitely not over a year. But I don't know. I'm lately realizing what I want is the same thing that like what you're looking for. I don't want casual. I don't want to hook up. But it makes it a little bit more difficult when you consider yourself poly, and wanting to date more than one person, which I have done in the past, but obviously now I'm single, and that's okay. But I don't know. I've never, speaking of T for T, I've never dated another trans person. Not that I wouldn't.
There should be a sound effect for there.
The crowd, like the same three clapping one. Ooh.
But I don't know. The opportunity has never presented itself. I've been told by other trans people that they find me attractive and whatnot, but there's nothing more than that. Like, it's just a comment. But
well, if you don't mind me asking, you said you never been in a relationship with one, but have you been intimate with the trans person?
No,
okay.
not intimate either. No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
No.
You're missing out.
Me either.
You're missing out. What in the world to be with somebody who knows what it's like to have your body?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but is this your first T for T relationship?
T for T relation? No. It's my second.
Okay.
It's my second.
Okay.
Ooh, honestly, Because I want to date queer people.
Yeah.
And so like I am in like spaces that have queer people, and so like maybe not like trans in the way like they like are transitioning, but like have like a real loose relationship with gender. So like we'll like move between presentations, like might bind, might not,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. So if you mean it that way, then like 3 or 4 people. But like someone who is like interested in transitioning, I've only been with one other person who's doing that.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, like that's my preference now. Like I'm not
Yeah.
interested in dating cis people
Ever.
It's not my preference. Because one, like it's like that whole explaining thing again. Like I gotta explain like what's going on with my body, like why my clit is
Yeah.
like dick size, and
Yeah,
not
right.
not you have to, but like how you touch me is different,
Yeah.
and like the parts of my body that I like to be touched are different. Well, they used to be, not anymore. Touch me anymore now. But like, or like what I like to be called in bed might be different depending on the day.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
and you should have these conversations with anybody you're dating regardless, but it's like the stress of it is not nearly as high when you're dating someone who understands like queerness in that way,
Yeah, I agree.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like I'm not worried about like you're gonna be transphobic after I've talked too much. Like that's not because you're also in the same boat I am. So now it's just about this is what makes me feel good.
I was exploring being intimate with cisgender men, and at the time I didn't mind it, but I know how it. Okay, I'll just explain it. So basically, it was like 3 in a row, right? But they all had one thing in common, and it was that they wanted to record while we were doing it. And at the time, I was like, you know what? I was leaning into being trans. I was like, okay, I'm unique. I like the feeling that I'm somebody that's unique to you. Like, it's something that I decided to go with it, And I think I might feel that way. I might still feel that way, but it opens the door for like being fetishized and all that. And I think that's what I was. I think that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
I didn't find it offensive, but I can't just look away from it and act like that's not what it was. And so I don't believe that would have happened if it was with other trans people. It's just more of an observation that I had, not like I'm hurt because of it.
No,
but it is what it is.
It is, and like like all my experiences I've had with cis men have been along the same kind of thing. Like it's been like something like fun to check off my list.
Yeah.
Or like they treat you like woman liked. And like that's not what I'm interested in. And like now, like if I'm gonna be with a cis man like intimately, like I'm topping. You're gonna take my strap. Like, you're gay, aren't you? Yeah, you said you're a switch, aren't you? Let's switch, right? Okay. Because I need you to make sure that I need like now it's because that's the thing. Like it's just a lot of work. Like being with somebody who's cis, like there's this extra layer of like I want, because for me, like I'm also like not someone who does hookups. Like I'm pretty asexual. Like I need to like you as a person. Like we need to have some kind of connection before like we have sex. I mean, we don't have to be dating, but like I need to like you as a human being. Like I need to know more than just like your first name and that you like whiskey sours.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if I'm dating someone cis, like there's an extra layer of like, do you see me as a person that I am? Or not like my assigned gender at birth. Like if I'm messing with like a cis man, it's like, do you see me as the masculinity that I have in me? And like if I'm talking to a cis man, then I'm probably gonna use he him pronouns too. Like it's just because like it's all these extra layers to make myself feel comfortable, and like I don't want to have to go through these many steps.
The invisible barriers and battles that we because like sex and dating is supposed to be lighthearted and fun and exciting, but our experience as trans people, we have to think about the logistics of it, the complications that can happen, the miscommunications, the emotional labor, vulnerability, all that stuff. I'm gonna put it out there that I do believe that a part of the reason why all of these men, because all these men I was talking to before I was intimate with them, they were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for a long-term relationship."
Yep, they almost do. It's a bait and switch.
I think the reason why they turned around and said, "No, I just want to hook up." Actually, I'm gonna just say they didn't say they didn't say it directly, but I think part of the reason is because I'm trans. I'm just gonna say I have a suspicion.
Feel that way too sometimes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Are y'all like gay? Like only interested in
I identify as queer. I like every gender.
Yeah, I identify as queer, but leaning the last several years towards men.
Yeah.
But I don't know, going to the T for T, I'm open to it. But talking about preference too, I'm like, when it comes to sex, I'm very, I don't know, I don't need it. But when I want it, I want it. And I'll have like hyper moments, but then I'll go like months without it and I'll be okay.
So like penetration specifically?
And then, yeah. So then I think that's where the part that I'm getting.
Now we're getting into, you just don't, do you not feel like strap is enough for you? That's a fair thing to ask.
It kind of is, because I feel like when I was presenting lesbian or in the beginning of my transition with my wife, we used toys.
Mm-hmm.
And then around my ex and I separating, my ex-wife and I separating, I was like, okay, let me start dabbling a little bit with cis men. And I did. And I definitely learned that I like penetration only, but I've realized that the toys aren't really unless there's a toy out there, and I'm sure there is. I've seen realistic ones, but obviously those are thousands of dollars. Who no offense, but I can't afford $1,000
Fair.
to play and have a 2-minute session with my partner in the bedroom with no. So
I mean, there's also trans men that have had bottom surgery, and there's trans women. TFT doesn't mean trans masc with masc.
But then
yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like dating a trans woman, I feel like they, and again, I don't know what they want, but I assume that most trans women don't like their bottoms.
You need to be outside, because I've had many trans women who have slanged me down. Go outside.
Well, from my exes, I've never been with a trans woman at all, but I know that just from being online a lot, I see just they do very much, a lot of trans women, more than you might think, they do indulge in.
Yeah, it's called organic strapping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like how you outside.
I don't want to not be intimate with my partner ever either. But if they are not happy and I wouldn't know
some absolutely, yeah,
how to navigate that.
But yeah, no, that also is just every trans, that goes as part of every trans experience is different.
Yeah.
And there's many trans femmes that are, and there's trans femmes too, there's different, again, that's just how there's different levels of trans masculinity, same thing with trans femininity. So
but what if you find a trans woman that really wants the surgery but can't afford the surgery? How do you navigate sex then? Because obviously
y'all, and what y'all would find comfortable, and because just because just because you want surgery doesn't necessarily mean you're not interested in using the parts that are available to you. For me, for a long time, I was a touch me not for a long time, because I had some pretty serious bottom dysphoria. I don't anymore, but that didn't mean that I didn't want to be touched. It touched me not for that, but I learned that okay, if you I started calling my stuff a dick instead, and so then it felt more comfortable being touched. And I got more into anal play, so I wasn't messing with my vagina, my vaginal canal, right? So did different things so that I could still experience pleasure. And I think that'd be the same thing for any person who's interested in surgery, like top surgery. I believe we've all had top surgery in the room.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Okay.
But I mean, before pre-surgery, there might have times where no, I do want my chest touched, but we're gonna go about it in a very specific way.
Yeah.
So to not trigger too much dysphoria. So I'm sure it'd be the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like how trans masculine people, some of us like to use our vaginas, some of us touch me not. So it's the same kind of thing. Yeah, there's no way of knowing for sure.
Yeah, until you.
It reminds me of how you would never think, because cis people, when they meet like trans men or trans masculine people, they're surprised to know that they're attracted to men.
Mm-hmm.
I think from their perspective, they're thinking, oh, okay, if you're gonna become a man, quote unquote, you would like women, right? Like that's just the assumption. So, but from my understanding, a lot of I know like 2 straight trans masculine people.
Right. Because why would you limit yourself? I don't understand.
Yeah, so
But also the difference between like gender and sexuality. Like those are not
exactly
exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely learned a lot today.
I'm glad. That's so cool.
We all learned some things here today.
Yeah,
No.
I did too.
Yeah, no, this was great. And I want to say thank you again for coming on the podcast. We would love to have you in future to talk furthermore about the other topics we didn't really touch on. But yes, Renee, do you have anything else to add?
Just that I'm very happy, Micah. Thank you for being your whole self.
Oh,
yeah.
Conversation. Thank you.
I love your energy. Like, I love everything about your style, the way like you're dressed, like the glasses, like everything. Like,
everything I noticed.
yeah,
From top to bottom, it just looks.
yeah, no.
Please. Oh my gosh, I'm blushing.
Oh my god, is this how you dress in school, like teaching? Because like,
That's cool.
I've worn this. Yeah.
you look good. You look good, and your voice and the way you present yourself, and obviously just the way you talk. Obviously, you're an English teacher. Yes, I know, but the way you have with words, you good. You. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
You're saying they're a vibe.
Yeah, you are a vibe. You are a vibe.
Yeah,
like,
vibes too. I appreciate
Thank you.
you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah.
It was really a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hey, this was so much fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, we just ask that if you enjoyed today's episode, you remember to subscribe, like, comment, and reshare. Be sure to check